Welcome everybody back to another rebuild, and this weekend we are going to be doing Coventry City. Yes, the team that have just knocked out Wolverhampton Wanderers in the FA Cup quarter-finals with 2 goals in added time. What a game. Despite their position in the Championship of 8th, they're just currently outside their playoffs, but they haven't really been that successful of getting back to the Premiership or the top tier of league football. But as of time of recording, they have just done the impossible and beaten Wolves 3-2. What a story. A far cry from when the time they absolutely got beat by Sutton United back in 1989, and that's just a couple of years after winning the FA Cup, their only major trophy in 1987 against Spurs 3-2 after extra time. So a lot of history, but it is our turn to try and get them back to the Premiership and help them remain there for as long as possible. And hopefully win a few trophies along the way as well. As a club which has enjoyed the best spell during the 1980s, the last competition win coming as recently as 2020. What was that then? It was the Sky Bet League One coming back in. Okay. Coventry won the FA Cup in 1987, like I said, against Tottenham Hotspur 3-2 after extra time, and winning the second tier in 1967 as well. So they haven't won the top tier, and they've only won one major trophy in their history, which is the FA Cup. They've also finished runners-up in the Community Shield, and that was 1987 as well. The favoured formation is this one with wing-backs. I'm not a fan of it, so we'll see what players we have got, what we can play with, and then we'll probably look to change it. But yeah, if we've got 2 DMs, I'm more for the DM roles, but I've not really played 3 at the back. It's not a formation of mine. We may give it a go. We shall see. Doug King, the chairperson, he would like us to work within the budget and grow the club's reputation. Maximum 1-year contracts for over 34s, 2 years for 32s, minimum 2-year contracts for minimum 2-year contracts. Okay, that's good then. That's fine. The end of the 5-year plan. So the current season, they want us to finish in the top half, which currently they are just sitting outside of the playoffs. Be competitive in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup as well. So before we go any further, we won't be doing a transfer in the first window. We are playing on an updated winter update for FM24. So if we have a quick look at some of the transfers anyway, there's Victor Torp that came in for 2.1 from Salzburg as well. 23-year-old midfielder. Looks pretty decent actually. Looks really, really good. Good potential on him as well. And also that isn't shown is Mason Clark. Looks like he's on loan to Peterborough, but they're sure they brought him in for about £5 million, but it looks like they've loaned him back out. Unless there was a deal that they can buy him, but he'll probably come in the summer. They've just let him finish his season at Peterborough. But yeah, that's another player they've brought in as well for nearly £5 million, like I say. Again, another decent player. Very, very quick actually. I don't understand why they loaned him back, unless we have got players that can play in that position. But 23 years old, quite a good age. Fadzine, he's gone to Blackburn on a free. And like I say, Clark's gone. And they did have a loan player, which his loan finished in January, which isn't shown on here. Yeah, not much movement other than that. But Torp, we'll try and utilise him, see what he's all about. In the total season so far, they have spent 28 million compared to 15 letting go. That was all on Hamer, 26-year-old midfielder. Again, looks pretty decent. He's at Sheffield United. The staffing, there's a lot to be desired. That needs to be sorted out pronto. Finances, they have got 200,000. Like I said, we won't be indulging ourselves in our first window. But looking at our squad, seeing what we have got to play with. So any aging players. So we've got 3, 4, 5 players 30 and above. Are they first teamers? That's the question. A little bit of value to them, not an awful lot. So we'll start off with the Liam Kelly, 33-year-old DM. I mean, if you can play DM, we might use the DM position actually, if that's what we've got. Simon Moore, 33-year-old goalkeeper. We know goalkeepers are hitting their prime when they hit 30. A striker, Matt Godden, good finishing. Physicals aren't too bad, but he's determined and he can take a penalty as well. And we've also got Ben Wilson, another goalkeeper, 30 years old. He was the first choice goalkeeper by looks of things as well. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And the last of the 30-year-olds, Jake Bidwell, left back. He's not the quickest, but he's determined, he's brave, and he's got various aggression as well. He can tackle, so that's probably what we want. So and he can cross the board as well. Fantastic stuff. So if you look at our best players and what we've got to play with, we've got Milan Van Juvic, 22-year-old right back. He can play right wing as well. I think that's where we're going to be using him, but he can't cross the ball. Okay, I mean, he's best choice at that position. And his best choice for right back as well. We've got Josh Eccles that can play there with some potential also. Ben Sheaf, 25 years old, midfield or DM. Very good stats on him as well. Toshiro Sakamoto, right winger. Okay, so we have got ourselves a right wing and a right back then. Just who's the better player? I mean, he can dribble and again, not very quick, although Milan is quick. He can play on the other side as well. Liam Kitchen, left back or centre back, not too bad, 23 years old, got some potential on him as well. Callum O'Hare, who's currently injured, is out for up to 4 months. Wow. Cam position, that's a position I do like to utilise quite a lot, and he looks really good. Haji Wright, striker. Wow, we found our striker then. 13 finishing though, reasonably quickish. Can play on the left hand side as well. We're not short of wingers, that's for sure. Josh Eccles, one we just spoke about. He can play wing back though, but he can also play midfield. 23 years old. And if we look at highest potential, we have got Milan there. And I mean, it is a reasonably young side. Joel Latibudier. Okay, DM. Again, wow, okay. His mentals look really nice actually. Aggression, bravery, determined. I mean, he will be perfectly suited for that DM role. Can he tackle? 12 tackling. Okay, he can only improve. Got very good potential as well. Wow. I mean, the side doesn't look that bad as well, actually. We need to sort out these contracts, though, which are some of the older players. Definitely Callum O'Hare. We need to bag him in. Keep him here as well. Nobody's after him, so which is a good sign. So let's sort ourselves a formation out, and we'll come back at the start of the season. So with no transfers to talk about, we head straight into the first team, and we've locked in a couple of players. Collins in goal, youngest of our goalkeepers, 26 years old. I think he looks pretty good. He's on the up, and he's got a lot of potential as well. In fact, he is our first choice at the moment, ahead of Wilson and Moore. We've also locked in Torp. I think he was he from Everton? No, he was from Sarsport. 2.1 million. January signing, so I'm going to use him. 2 goals and assist already for us, and also Sims. Now I think he is from Everton, forward, 22 years old, from Everton. Yeah, £6.5 million. We're going to utilise him. I want him playing. If we spent that much money on him, then we're going to use him. 4 goals in 4 games. I'm quite impressed. 14 finishing, reasonably quick as well. So with them 3 players locked in, if we have a look at our best 11, I don't think they feature in there. Wright's up at top. O'Hare, who's currently injured but will be back in 2 months' time. So some of the tactics then, while in possession, we've got this going on. If you want to pause the screen, then please do so. Have a quick look. In transition, we are counter-pressing and countering, starting from the back and taking shortcuts. Nothing too drastic, and then we are playing a high press, but we're also playing a standard defensive line. We're not going to go too far forward, but we're not going to go too far back either, so I think just in the middle is just about right, especially with 2 DMs where we want to push them into the midfield as well. So they've got the best of both worlds at the moment, so they'll be sitting around about the centre circle. And I cannot complain so far whether it's the formation. This formation just seems to work quite a lot. We do have different variations depending on the players that we have got, as in the different positions that they can play. We started off the Sky Bet Championship with a 5-1 smashing away at Leicester. Wow, I don't know what to say about this. Torp, Sims, Wright and Godden. Wow. Then we smashed Bristol Rovers of Division 1 in the Carabao Cup 6-0. Middlesbrough 4-3 game at home. A 76th minute winner there, despite Middlesbrough getting an 85th minute 3rd goal to make it a little bit uneasy. A 0-0 draw with Swansea away from home, and then 2 home games. Sunderland we beat 3-0, which I'm really chuffed about. And West Brom in the Carabao Cup second round, which puts us into the third round of the Carabao Cup, which I'm not really interested in, but the further we go, the more money we get, maybe. And it might be a way to Europe if we win it. A long way off. But we drawn Peterborough in that game. Top of the table with Bristol City at the moment, 10 points each. We have scored a few more goals than them. Leicester not far behind. Ipswich, Leeds, Middlesbrough. And if we have a look at where we are predicted to finish, we have got no leading goal scorer just yet. We've got Watford next though. But our season preview, 4th. If we can get automatic promotion, then brilliant. But a playoff place, I can cope with. And we've got a few players in the Dream 11 as well. So let's jump into our first season. Let's see where we get off the bat. And then we'll take it from there. It appears we get ourselves all the way to the final. And we lose to Ipswich in the 15th minute goal. How upsetting is that? 8 shots only against 11. 2 on target. It's a poor return. Ipswich probably on a whole deserved to win the game. Overall, we finished in 5th position in a playoff spot where we're exactly where we wanted to be. I know we were top, but 83 points, 10 points off an automatic spot by Leicester in the end, who we absolutely smashed 6-0. But we lose 11 games in total in the end, winning 24 of them. So that's not too bad. Over 50% of the games played, we win. So I've got to be pleased with that. 87 goals scored, 65 conceded. It's an awful lot of goals to concede, considering we did have back 4 and 2 DMs as well. I suppose it's not a bad start to the rebuild, but we really do need to make amends next season. Haji Wright gets onto the leading goal scorers. He is 3rd in the table behind Tyrese Campbell, I'm guessing that is. It is 24 goals for Stoke, and Jamie Vardy of Leicester for 22. He also gets joint highest player of the match awards as well, so well done to him. So if we filter through some of the results, then our first loss against QPR at the end of September after a good couple of wins actually. It's not too bad. We lose again at the end of October, which seems to be a common theme at the end of the month. Couple of close wins there, Blackburn, Norwich, Rotherham. We do lose to West Brom after spanking them. I'm sure we spanked them in the Carabao Cup, one of the rounds. Preston, Millwall and Plymouth. We beat a 6-4 victory over Millwall there. What a victory that is. Come December, we start to lose our way a little bit. Still gaining some wins, but quite a lot of losses. Southampton, Leeds, Sheffield Wednesday even. A 4-3 loss to Bristol City. A 5-1 loss to Plymouth. And a 6-2 to Norwich. Wow. What on earth has happened there in the space of a couple of months? Just 2 wins in 2 months there. And then we find our form yet again. Beating Cardiff 5-4. Drawing with Leeds. Do beat Ipswich at home in the league. And losing the final with we beat Leeds in the semi-finals 1-0 over the 2 legs, and then we just can't get past Ipswich, which is just a shame considering we only just beaten them not long ago. But on a whole, I've got to be happy with that. We've got to reduce losses, reduce the goals being conceded, and then we should be golden. The rest of the competitions though, we did get knocked out in the 3rd round of the FA Cup by Wrexham. 2-1 in the end. I'm disappointed we lost to a team in the lower leagues. I think Wrexham are still in Division 2. They are. Wow, okay. To lose 2-1, I'm disappointed, I'm not going to lie. But the eventual winners, Liverpool against Manchester City, 2-0. And the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, we lost to Southampton in the end, 2-1. After, let's have a quick look then. So we did beat Bristol Rovers 6-0. Second round, we beat West Brom 2-0. Third round, we played Peterborough. We beat them 6-3. We beat Newcastle United 3-2. That's got to be a famous victory as well. And then we lost to Southampton 2-1. So we do all the hard work and just don't get through. But it looks like Arsenal beat Southampton in the final though. Haji Wright, 24 goals and 7. Sims, 19 and 4. That's not too bad for the 23-year-old. I did expect a little bit more considering we did lock him in. Torp, however, 17 and 13. That is pretty good. 30 goal contributions. That's not bad at all. Sakamoto, 9 and 11, brilliant on that, well, one of the sides at least anyway. There is some goal contributions all the way through. Juvjic as well, 10 assists, 11 assists for Eccles, brilliant. Bidwell also, and goalkeeper, who's not looking too bad actually. 67 conceded from 52, 18 clean sheets. How's he looking? Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, do we need a better goalkeeper? Possibly not at this stage. But overall, I think it's a very, very good season, at least anyway, to get us up and away. But next season, we have been given a bumper £5 million to spend, £11 million in the bank. So we'll have to do a little bit of business and see who we can bring in to bolster this side. Before we get into the transfers, if you would like to smash a like on this video if you're enjoying it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And let's get back to the video. Matt Godin is the only player we let go for money this season. There was a couple of players that we let go on a free. Contracts released, they didn't want to renew. And to be perfectly honest, they weren't really in the first team anyway. But Matt Godin goes. He still looks pretty good, but 33 years old. He's gone to Rotherham for £250,000. But we managed to bring in Xavier Mbayamba from Valaden in Holland. £4 million, a centre-back. He's got some good potential on him. Definitely one of our top defenders. And I'm going to give him a go this season. He looks pretty decent, actually. Good heading. He's got good jumping reach. He's reasonably quick as well. 6'4", and marking-wise is pretty good as well. So hopefully he tries to play the ball out of trouble, which isn't particularly great, but he stays back all the time and avoids using the weaker foot. So a hoof up the field is all I'm after at this point. And our other signings for £3.2 million is Gideon Mensah from Auxerre, left back. He looks really good, very, very quick actually. So he's going to come in to replace Bidwell. Bidwell's into his 30s now, I think. This guy looks really, really good, especially his physicals. He can dribble the ball as well. He's got good work rate, which is what we're after, and he can tackle as well. So hopefully that'll all improve. Hopefully he's going to have more potential as well. We'll see how that goes. We're sticking with the same formation. We've blocked our two young players in. And Mbayamba has got 2 goals already. And Mensah has got 1 as well. So far, so good. And we're not doing too bad either, actually. Just the 1 loss in the Championship so far. And that was to Wolves 4-3. But we did beat QPR 4-0. Blackburn 4-0. We drew Preston. We beat Swansea. And we beat Norwich 6-3. The Carabao Cup, we've beaten Grimsby 4-2, and then we beat Brentford, who are of the Premiership, 1-0. I'm really happy with that. 33rd minute goal from Wright. Puts us into the 3rd round, and now we face Aston Villa, a Midlands derby. We're currently sitting in 3rd position. I'm quite happy to sit just outside the top 2, but as long as we finish in the playoff minimum, that's what we're after. But I would like to see us get into a automatic spot if we can. But Luton and Leeds both currently unbeaten, but Luton 6 for 6. And this season sees us climb to 5th, 13-1 now to win the league. And we've only got Mensah in the Dream 11. What happened to everybody else? Saying that, look at Wolves. They've got Guedes and they've got Neto. And Meslier at Leeds. Wow. I take it these are Leeds players. No, they're Crystal Palace are here as well. They got relegated with Luton and Wolves. Yeah, it's going to be a tough season this season. So let's get into our second season and see how we get on. Second season done, and we have done it. We have qualified for the Premiership. We finished in 3rd position. It looks like we've gone through the playoffs as well, beating Crystal Palace in the final 3-0, which is absolutely fantastic. Wright gets the leading goal scorer as well with 29. Sakamoto, most assists. We have a look at more detail. 29 wins, 106 goals scored, 60 against. So we're still conceding an awful lot. 46 conceded. 96 points, and we rally with 4 wins in the last 5 games, but there's a draw there as well, which probably cost us an automatic promotion. Although saying that, Leeds did have a better goal difference, but Norwich and Leeds join us as well. Palace and Luton, who had a fantastic start, finishing 4th. So if I have a look at our start, just that 1 loss, and then we lost to Leeds 2-1, and then go on a great run, a 5-3 victory over Derby there. Wow, that's a fantastic result there. 2-1 away, loss at Middlesbrough, but we do rally around with 4 wins either side. Then we lost to Luton, Cardiff, and Luton again. We played Luton twice in the same month and just got absolutely pummeled by them. But we do have wins either side, Blackpool, Sunderland and Oxford. We have a loss against Norwich in January with a couple of more wins. We have an unbeaten February and March with some good results in there. 5-1 victory over Sheffield Wednesday. We continue to draw silly games, I feel, but again, games that we could have easily lost as well, I reckon. Blackpool there, 2-2. And Palace, 3-3, who we beat in the final after beating Blackburn. And we lost to them beforehand as well. So we beat them twice in the playoff semis, both legs. But that is one hell of a remarkable recovery. And we go up to the Premiership finally. Other competitions, we get knocked out in the 4th round by Peterborough in the FA Cup. How did that happen? 1-0. What on earth? 3rd round, we did beat Millwall 3-0. And I think we entered the 3rd round, we did. Who eventually won it in the end? Arsenal win it from Newcastle 2-0. And the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup, it was Man City that go on to win it. But the 3rd round, we lost 1-0. That's not a bad shout, really. I think we'll definitely hold our own in the Premiership. The 2nd round, we beat Brentford 1-0. And the 1st round 4-2 against Grimsby. Our side, though, it looks very, very good now. 33 goals from right. I think he'll be here for the remainder, I reckon. 53 games. Looks superb. 42 goal contributions. Sims, 21 in 16 starts. That's not too bad. Mason Clark, 13 and 9. Sakamoto, 10 and 23 assists. Wow, that's phenomenal. And a young defender that we brought in, 23 years old, 9 and 2. Not bad at all. O'Hare, 7-11, 4 and 12 for Mensah as well, our left back. He's done remarkably well. 12 assists for Milan as well. We've done really, really well. Everybody gets some game time apart from Tavares right at the very end. 62 goals conceded from Ben Wilson. Ben Wilson played, not Collins. I find that really, really bizarre, but I do feel we will need to improve on our goalkeeping situation if we're going to last in the Premiership, though. And going into the Premiership, we have been given £38 million to spend and almost double wage budget as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Sure, we'll have no problem strengthening our side with this. Right, despite having quite a bit of money, majority of that went on contracts. Yes, everybody decided they want to triple their wages, which was really unfortunate, which heavily ate into our budget. So I think we ended up with something like £20 million left out of the 30 odd. It just wasn't a lot. So to help us, we did release some players. Palmer's gone to Portsmouth for £2.5 million. I think he's about 28, 29 years old. Ben Wilson, goalkeeper's gone to Hearts for 1.5. And then we released a couple of players. Torps has gone out on loan and Bidwell as well. Torp's just not getting the game time. He is in the cam position, so it's kind of overrun at the moment. But I'm hoping he'll come back and be a better player for it. And Bidwell's in his final season. We couldn't offload him, so we decided to let him go out on loan and let somebody pay some of his wages. So we're going to get some money out of it at least anyway. That did, however, made way for some players. Now, Kirkin's going to be our backup left back to Mensah. Mensah's obviously our first choice. His stats don't look too bad. He's 23 years old. I didn't want him to overshadow Mensah, so that's why we brought in somebody younger and just slightly less better than him, just so he can be as a big backup, and plus he's got plenty of potential as well. Next up from Brentford for £3.2 million, Alexander, a DM. Obviously we're playing DMs. We needed somebody else in there just to challenge Eccles and Sheaf and Mboyamba as well. To be perfectly honest, 21 years old, great potential. Stats look really nice. Good determination on him as well. And he's got a very good work rate. So hopefully he'll improve some as well with some game time. He's played 4 games already, so that's a good sign. From Cagliari for £3 million, Alberto De Sena, defender. Great jumping reach, good heading. He's got a good work rate, teamwork, positioning. He looks pretty good. Concentration as well. So that's what we would like to see. And good physicals also. Pretty decent defender. Another defender from Juventus for £2.2 million. As you can see, we've not really gone mad with the transfers. The only problem with getting better players was that even though they may have been cheap, their wages were just astronomical, so we couldn't bring them in. But Coney De Winter comes in. Again, another central defender. Yeah, we're building it from the back onwards, I think. And again, determination, fitness, physicals look really good as well. And I mean, stats-wise, pretty decent. And for a backup with great potential, I'm quite happy with that. From Torino for just over £2 million, we're bringing another goalkeeper. I wanted an experienced goalkeeper, 28 years old, kicking, aerial reach, jumping, determination. I mean, he looks very, very solid, but he does like to argue with the officials, so we're going to have to keep an eye on his temperament, but at the minute he's well ahead of Collins as well. So yeah, definitely our first choice goalkeeper at the moment. And from Brighton for £1.1 million, I brought this guy in because he's got fantastic jumping, reach and aerial and great strength as well before we brought in Savic. I don't mind making the odd mistake, but 1.1 million, I think for a good backup at 25 years old, I think he'll do the job if called upon. He's come off the bench in a friendly and he's kept that clean sheet, so as long as he can grow, I'm sure he'll challenge Savic at some point. And finally, one of my favourite strikers on the game, Sebastiano Esposito, a freebie. That's correct, £29,000 a week. He was available on a free, so we snapped him up and he hasn't delivered yet. So it's quite disappointing and annoying at the same time. Again, he can grow into the position. Haji Wright's going to be pushed out a little bit, but he's going to move on to the left-hand side, I think. But Esposito is going to be leading the line for us going forward. So the formation stays as it is. As I say, Esposito is up at top. But if we do a quick best 11, Wright's there, O'Hare, Sakamoto, Sheaf, Alexander. We've got Bidwell, who shouldn't be there because... oh, he's out on loan, so this is the best 11, I guess. And yeah, so he shouldn't be there as well. Where's Mensah? Mensah should be there every day of the week. We got Kitchen, he shouldn't be there either, although he has got good potential. Decina, Vanuvic and Savic in goal. We had the first game in the Premiership against Villa and we won that 2-1, so really chuffed with that. And we scored a goal in we scored our first goal in the 4th minute. That's brilliant. Then we beat Burnley 1-0, right again. Wolves we beat in the Carabao Cup 2nd round. Right again, scoring goals with Eccles with the other one. And then we lost away at Nottingham Forest, which I'm kind of a little bit disappointed with. And I've just seen we've got them in the Carabao Cup next round. So, but it is at home. We are currently lying in 11th position, win, draw and a loss. And if we just have a look, see where we are predicted to finish. They are predicting us to finish rock bottom, 1,001. I'm not planning on finishing bottom. I want to be finishing above the relegation at least. Hopefully somewhere near the mid-table. That would be amazing. Some people may call it fine margins, but we just escape relegation. Okay, I did want to finish above the relegation zone, which is exactly what we've done. It looks like the final game of the season helped us do that. But wow, 3 points off being relegated. That is crazy. And we got ahead of Everton, Leeds and Leicester, who were quite comfortable sitting mid-table if I remember correctly. Liverpool win the league on goal difference from Tottenham, and Man City very close behind, a point behind the pair of them as well. Wow, that is a very, very close title race. So with wins are very hard to come by. We did beat Burnley. We beat Tottenham 3-2 and Man City 3-2. And then it was just a case of draws. We beat Leeds. We beat Southampton. Yeah, the wins are very hard to come by, aren't they, really? Newcastle, Fulham. I mean, we didn't get absolutely pummeled by anybody, I don't think. A 4-0 loss to Liverpool, though. We did beat Brentford and Leicester. Leicester going down. Same with Leeds, actually. Did we beat Leeds twice? We did. We beat Leeds twice. Wow. That's brilliant. But yeah, I don't think we really got pummeled an awful lot though. A couple of 4-0s, but that's about it. In the other competitions, we lost to Everton in the 4th round of the FA Cup, losing 2-0. And that's after getting by Morecambe 3-1 in the 3rd round. And in the Carabao Cup, we got as far as the 3rd round. After a 0-0 draw, we lost on penalties to Forest in the end. That's unfortunate considering we were at home. So looking at the squad then, so 19 goals for Wright. Esposito with 13. The only 2 players hitting double figures. That's disappointing. Nobody really helped out with the assists. Torby got 9 assists out on loan, although he's been transferred. He's joining Salernitana in June, so it looks like they got his buyout or whatever it was. So yeah, we won't be seeing him back, unfortunately. Had 2 goalkeepers, both getting game time actually. 29 for Savic, conceded 43 with 6 clean sheets, and Sherpen with 25 conceded. Although he doesn't look that bad actually, to be fair. He's still got a lot of potential in him. But yeah, there's quite a few players that just very, very much underperformed. But going into next season, we have been given £46 million to strengthen, and I think we may have to bring in 2 or 3 really, really good players if we can. We do need to strengthen our side somewhat if we're going to remain in this division. So starting with our main transfer out then, Victor Torp has gone to Salernitana. They had a optional payment to pay, and £16 million they took him. I really honestly didn't think he was that good, apart from that first season he had. He didn't really get back into the team after that. Ellis Sims has gone to Genoa for £6.25 million, and Bobby Thomas has gone to Barnsley for £750, and Brad Collins, the goalkeeper, £500,000 to Sheffield Wednesday. We also lose Allen and De Silva as well. They didn't want to renew their contracts and they wanted to leave, so there was nothing we could do. However, that did add to the budget, and once all the contracts were sorted out, which vastly diminished it yet again, they were vastly underpaid by looks of things in the Championship, and we're paying for it now, unfortunately. But we still managed to spend £50 million on the following players. From Reims for £18 million, we bring somebody on the left-hand side or right-hand side. He can play either side. Durami, very, very quick. He's got good dribbling and not bad crossing though, to be fair, but he is our best winger on either side. He's had quite a good season last season with Reims, and he's not been too bad at all actually, but he's scored 2 goals for us already in 4 games. From Hellas Verona for £13 million, we're bringing Mohamed Kaba to sit in the DM role. There's a lot of yellow on there, which is good to see. A lot of 15s in there as well, including natural fitness, first touch and passing. He's going to control hopefully that midfield, and as you can see, he's by far our best player. From Slavia Prague for £10 million, we have taken a pop on this one. David Zima, centre back, a lot of potential. He's only 25 years old. He is currently one of our better centre backs, so we'll see if he gets any game time. He hasn't done it so far, but he has got to fight Mbayamba, Winter, Docina and Kitchen as well, so we'll see what happens there. But other than that, it looks pretty nifty. Physicals look really good though. And from BRA in Brazil for £9 million, we bring in another winger, mainly for the right hand side, but again another backup. Sakamoto, he's going to have to fight for his place now, but this guy looks really, really quick. Inacio La Quintana. Again, we had some money left over and it felt silly not to spend it, and we needed depth in the team. So if we look to our best team, we have got this setup: Esposito, O'Hare, La Quintana, Durami, Kaba, Sheaf, Uvic, Mbayamba, Kitchen, Kirkin and Savic. We need to improve on last season, trying to get better players in. The only problem being, you want a decent player, they want a lot of money, and that's something we just can't offer at the moment. So far so good, the friendlies went quite well. We smashed Oviedo 7-0. Great result that. We did beat Crystal Palace in the first game of the season. Then we drew West Ham. Then we beat Aston Villa at home. So our 2 home games we've won. And we drew with Norwich away. But we did get knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Fulham though. And amazingly, we are lying in 5th position. 8 points. That's quite remarkable. I want to finish a little bit higher this time. Mid-table is the target. And the media have reduced our odds. We're now 800 to 1 as opposed to 1,000 to 1 last season, but they still have us rooted firmly at the bottom. So let's delve into our 4th season. Let's see if we can survive the Premiership yet again. And hopefully the higher we get, the more money we get as well. Would you just look at that? Coventry City, from the depth of the doom and gloom, we have finished in amazing 8th position, and we bag ourselves a European competition for next season. That is absolutely incredible. I didn't expect this early. I expected to be above relegation, around about mid-table, but I guess you could say we are around about mid-table, and we're only 4 points off a Europa League spot. That's amazing. And just look at this. Nottingham Forest have just got relegated. They're in the Champions League. Now, they must have won maybe the Europa League. They did. They beat Juventus 1-0 in the final. Oh my God. So Forest are going back to the big time despite being relegated. And West Ham are in the Europa League. Now, I'm guessing they've either won FA Cup, possibly, or did they go and win the Conference League? So let's go and have a look at them as well. But they finished quite low down. The Conference League, they won 4-1, and it'd be up to us to maintain that as a Premiership club. That's just amazing. We only lost 13 games this season. We still conceded a fair bit, but we scored 49, 57 points. It's not too bad, but we had a bad running, though. 2 losses or 1 win in the last 5 games. Arsenal smashed the league. Look at that, 5 wins from 5 in the last 5. a lot of fives. 88 points, 10 points ahead of Man City in second. Needless to say, we have nobody in the top 3 for anything, but Onana of Man United get the most clean sheets with Ramsdale of Arsenal. Well, there's something you wouldn't see every day, I don't think, despite United finishing 4th position. So our league form, again, there's a lot of losses, but we do pick up a very good November. 3 wins, Wolves, Bournemouth and Burnley, conceding 1 goal in the process. But we got battered by Man City 4-1. We don't have a very good December, although we did beat Fulham 4-0. We lost to Tottenham 3-0. We lost 4-1 there to Liverpool. 4 losses on the bounce. Newcastle, Chelsea, City, Arsenal. You don't want to be going there. But we do pick up an unbeaten run either side of them 4 games, which is quite incredible as well. Beating Brentford, Bournemouth. We did beat Forest, Brighton and Burnley. But our run-in with Fulham, a draw. Man United we lost, but we did draw with Tottenham in the last game of the season. That is a really, really good season and a much improved one as well. What isn't improving though is the competitions. We get knocked out in the 4th round of the FA Cup by Liverpool. We lost 2-0. 3rd round, did we enter the 3rd round? I think we did. Oh, beat Bolton 5-1. And the final, Chelsea went on to win that 3-2. And the 2nd round of the Carabao Cup, we lost to Fulham 2-1. So there have been close games. Did we go into the 1st round? So that was really our 1st round. So we didn't do too great there, did we? However, squad-wise, again, we're not scoring an awful lot of goals. But 3 players did get double figures though. Darami, Esposito and Wright. Wright and Esposito sharing the appearances, scoring 21 goals between them, 6 assists. But Darami, not too bad in his 1st season. Hopefully he'll do better next season. There's a few more assists from a few people. O'Hare, Inacio, Laquinintana, bit of a mouthful. But Kaba, 3-4, not brilliant. Alexander, 2-0. He only played 4 games though. I expected him to play a lot more than that. Our goalkeeper, Savic though, 55 goals conceded in 40 with 9 clean sheets. Okay, and Sherpen, he only got 1 game this time, just conceding the 1 goal. Delighted to be here though. A few players not getting much game time, including Mbayamba. I'm really shocked at that. Wow, I didn't think he dropped off that much. Maybe he's not as good anymore, but physicals say otherwise. We are going to have to strengthen next season because we are in the Conference League now. So let's have a look what money they're going to be giving us. And it's, wow, it's a whopping £78 million. We'll see if we can offload a few players, bring some better ones in. But it would be nice to bring some top quality players, even if it's 2 or 3. So we begin with the outs first, and we did have a little bit of a panic with about 2 weeks to go of the transfer window. Benfica activated Savic's release clause and we lost our big goalkeeper. We had to rush into the market and wasn't really much out there in the end, and especially at our price range anyway. Savic went for Benfica for £17.5 million, and then we did let go of Burrows. He's gone to Plymouth for 1.3. But first off, we bring in a free transfer. 25-year-old Fabio Carvalho. He's quite happy to come in and play in Europe. I don't mind. We did have to pay £59,000 a week for him though. I think he's our most expensive player at the moment, wage-wise. But stats-wise, he still looks pretty good, and he can still do the job. He's going to be playing in the cam position though. From Tenerife for £6.75 million, we bring in Loic Williams, a centre-back, and quite happy to have him in here. He's got some potential on him as well. Looks pretty decent. Physicals look really, really good. A lot of 15s in there. He's got good determination as well, which is quite nice. Same with bravery and aggression. So somebody is going to be a wall at the back. We keep experimenting with players at the back. We just couldn't find the right player, and every season we try and improve the back four. From Crystal Palace for £8.5 million, we bring in Liam Delap. No, he's not going to be up front. He is going to be out of the wings though. He's going to be our right winger this season. I think we just need that extra oomph up there going forward, and I think he will be the business. Because we lost Savic, we raid Forest for the next 2 transfers. The first one, Diego Calais, goalkeeper. I'm quite an admirer of this young lad, 23 years old, Brazilian. He's one of the up and coming goalkeepers, I think, at the moment. 6'4", and he's got a lot of potential as well. He's got room to grow. Physicals look really good. In fact, he's better than Sherpen at this moment in time. And finally, Danilo, experienced in the Premiership, £47 million from Forest to sit at the back. We were looking for DMs, But I think we may be changing the formation at this time around, but Danilo is going to be our defensive line. So we're just going to change the formation ever so slightly. Danilo's going to sit at the back where he's probably better, and Kaba, he prefers to play as a Carrillo. And we're just going to push him up a little bit. Results haven't gone our way. Friendlies were fine, but we started the Premiership with a 3-2 victory over West Ham. Then we lost 6-3 to Man City. We lost to Tottenham straight afterwards, but we did beat Everton in the last Premiership game, so I'm quite happy about that. And that was away from home as well. We lost to Bristol City in the Carabao Cup second round, so we don't have to worry about that competition, because mainly we're going to be concentrating on Europe this season, as well as staying in the Premiership. So we played AEK Lonakis in the qualifying rounds, in the fourth qualifying round. In fact, we beat them 3-1 away and 1-1 at home, which put us into the league phase. Coventry City in Europe, here we go. We got Chavez, Genk, AEK, Anderlecht, TNS, who we've beaten the friendlies actually, and Viking. We're currently lying in 12th position. Mid-table's fine. I think it was a fluke that we managed to get to 8th position, but with Europe being a distraction, I don't think we'll get that as high, I don't think. But who knows? We have played Tottenham and City so far, and we did lose. And it wasn't a really good showing, was it, really? Although we are predicted to finish off the bottom, 18th position, 500 to 1. The odds have been slashed yet again. So hopefully we'll live up to that and, like I say, finish mid-table. So let's go into our final season. Let's see how Coventry do in Europe. I'm not sure it's the first time in Europe. Please correct me in the comments down below. But it's the first time I've known them to be in Europe. So fingers crossed, here's to a good season. There we have it, folks. We wrap up the build with an 8th place finish once again, and it looks like we are in the Europa League. Probably means we may have won a trophy. 60 points, 2 points off West Ham, and only 5 points off a Champions League spot as well. I mean, that's pretty good. It was still way off Arsenal, who absolutely ran away with the league in the end, losing 3 games. Unfortunately, not to ourselves. But for the first time in the Premiership, we are in a plus goal difference as well, which is fantastic. Just where we want to be. And I think 2 8th place finishes now. Still nobody in the top 3 in any of the categories, unfortunately. Our league, though, very, very sporadic with a win-loss situation going on. 4-1 loss to Chelsea, 6-0 to Arsenal. Wow, we do take a little bit of a battering in some games. We beat Middlesbrough 4-1. We beat Manchester United 4-1 as well, and then lose to Arsenal 6-0. 4-3 against Man City, close. We do beat Everton 3-0. We do finish strongly though, 4 wins in the last 6 games. Fulham, Middlesbrough, Norwich and Brentford probably helped us get our 8th spot. A 5-4 win over Middlesbrough and 4-1 over Norwich. I think overall it's been quite a very successful season once again. At least we're moving in the right direction, even if we did stay in 8th position. The FA Cup, we do get knocked out by Chelsea in the 4th round, 3-1. 3rd round, we beat Charlton 4-0. But who went on to win it? It was Liverpool over Man City. The Carabao Cup, however, we got knocked out in the 2nd round. 3-0 by Bristol City. I think we saw that result right at the very beginning of the season. So yeah, no change there. But the winners, Man City, win a trophy against Arsenal. Conference League, we do finish in 4th position, qualifying for the round of 16. 5 wins and a draw. So the wins coming against Viking 5-0, TNS 5-1, Anderlecht 4-1, 4-1 against AEK, and Chavez 5-1. We showed no mercy. We did draw 1 game, and that was to Genk. But 23 goals and 4 against. That's pretty good in Europe. That's not bad. Again, I don't know if it's their first time in Europe, but it is as far as I'm concerned. So please let me know down in the comments once again. So the round of 16, we do go forward, winning 6-5 over Frankfurt with a 4-1 second leg victory. The quarterfinals, we get past Sassuolo, 7-1. Oh my word, we absolutely took them to the cleaners. The semi-finals, we beat Villarreal 4-0 with a 3-0 second leg victory. And we play Braga, who go through 6-4 against AZ. But we do get to the final, like we say, and we beat Braga 3-1. Coventry have won their first European silverware in their history. Again, correct me if I am wrong, but I do believe it is their first trophy in Europe. But a 3-1 victory, though, of Esposito putting us 1-0 up before Darami gets in the second goal. And a lovely header across the goalkeeper. He didn't really stand a chance before Braga did get one back. luck there, in off the post, I think. But it is Usyk that comes forward for the third goal to make it 3-1. Lovely cross in, and Darami again heading past the flying goalkeeper. 21 shots we had in that game. That is fantastic. 7 on target, XG 1.76 against 1.06. I think we deserved it. 62% possession, 85% pass completion. I think we probably deserve this. And what a way to finish a rebuild. Squad-wise, let's have a quick look. 26 goals for Darami and 13 assists. 22 for Delap. 21 for Esposito with 10 assists. That's more like it. Carvalho gets 9 and 9. 8 and 7 for Cabra as well. I mean, everybody doing their job. Jovic as well. 21 assists this time round. Danilo 1 and 4. Williams 4 and 1. Our goalkeeper, he did concede an awful lot of goals. I think everybody got some game time one way or another as well. Even Zima getting 2 off the bench. Next season there will be an £83 million, considering now they're in the Europa League. But as always, let's have a look at any records. Did we break any records this season? My guessing, I don't think we did. But we'll have a look. Most points in this season, 24-25, 96 season. I think that may have been when we went through in the playoffs that season there, 96. Most wins in the league, 29. Again, that might have been in the championship. It doesn't really tell you what league it's in, does it really? Nothing else really broken there. 28 season, £1 million gate receipts. We broke that record against Chelsea in the FA Cup. Highest attendance average is 31. Right, gets most goals in a season for 33. Grizovic still 507 appearances by a player. Brilliant. Highest average rating is Jovic, 7.3. They're right back. Most assists by a player in season 23 by Sakamoto. Ben Wilson gets most clean sheets in a season, 18. And Wright also gets most man of the match awards, 8. Sequences, matches won in a row, 8. 25 season, 27 season, most matches without scoring 4. Not a great record to have. The highest transfer fee paid though by the club for Danilo, £47 million. Not many records being broken. Got to the Premiership in 2 seasons and we stayed there and built on it, and we got ourselves our first European trophy, which is absolutely fantastic. So if you did enjoy this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It is free to do so, and until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.